All right, so before we get started, we're going to need to open up Adobe Illustrator. I should have it going up on the screen right now. You're going to want to click New File, and I usually like to just start a new document at 1920 by 1080. That's the resolution I usually work at. That's the standard HD resolution for a lot of screens, TVs, etc. So we're going to go ahead and just go 1920 by 1080. Make sure this is on pixels. Orientation, you're going to keep this the same. Artboards, that should be the same. Just make your settings look exactly like this. RGB colors, high 300 ppi, keep all that the same. And we're going to click Create. For the sake of kind of rushing through the image selection process, I have one here. So I went ahead and pasted him into Illustrator. Great. Once you get your picture in there, you might need to make it bigger so it takes up the whole screen. So to do that, you're going to select your image. You're going to click one of the corners and you're going to drag it. Now notice how it stretches really wonky when I'm doing this. To keep it from doing that, you're going to hold Shift on your keyboard, and while you're holding Shift, drag. So it should make it scale proportionally. I'm going to select away from the image. I'm going to go into my layers and I'm going to click this little blank square here. So that locks the layer. So I cannot accidentally select it, drag it, move it, whatever. It is locked in place. I'm going to create a new layer right above. I'm going to get my pen tool, which can be accessed by clicking P on your keyboard. You can also select it right here. I'm going to use Alt and the scroll wheel to zoom in. It's okay if you can't see the whole picture. We're going to just start tracing tiny chunks at a time. Once you've zoomed in, I'm just going to click a corner. It's going to click another spot. I'm going to click another spot, and I'll click this. So that closes out your shape. So basically you're going to be making a shape with your pen tool. We want them to kind of be triangles most of the time. I might make some compromises along the way, but most of the time you're going to want to make triangles to have this low poly look. Once you have your triangle filled in like this, you're going to go over here. I'm going to click this button, which swaps them, which makes the white now on the outside and empty on the inside. I'm going to click I to get my eyedropper tool. And I'm going to click whatever color I want to be, whatever I want this triangle to be. I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to select that. So I'm going to get the eyedropper tool, select that, and the whole triangle turns that color, and we are good to go. And we're basically going to continue this process until we cover up the entire picture. So I'm going to go ahead and do that again. I'm going to get my pen tool. I'm going to click a corner. I'm going to click. Yeah, I'll make a, what is this? Rhombus? Trapezoid? No, it's not a trapezoid. Parallelogram. I think that's what, I don't know. I failed geometry. So I close out the shape. I'm going to flip that. I on the keyboard, I for eyedropper tool, and I'm going to go ahead and click a color, and then bam, it is filled in. Let's pull a Dora the Explorer and do it one more time. Do it with me. I'm going to click a corner. I'm going to click another spot. I'm going to click another spot, another one. And so you're going to want to try to fill in the blanks. So I'm kind of using this as the border of these two shapes so they're all connected. We're going to swap that. I on the eyedropper tool. We're going to hit that green. Naruto's iconic green hoodie. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to do that for the entire artwork. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'll probably put a time lapse in. Let's see the finished product. Yeah, at some points you might want to click the eyeball on your bottom layer here, and it makes your back image invisible just so you can kind of see where you're at so far with this. But yeah, some other tips: do not make your triangles too small. If you have a billion really tiny triangles, it's going to be a little too detailed, and you're not going to get that low poly effect that we're going for with this. The quick keys that I'm using right now are it's the P key, P for pen tool, the I for the eyedropper tool. Yeah, and I'm using the Alt and scroll wheel to zoom in and out, and I'm using the space bar to move around the artboard. I'm trying to implement the quick key to switch the inside of the shape with the outside, and it's Shift X. So I don't have to go all the way over to that thing every time. I could just Shift X. All right. And there is our finished product. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. So from here, you can go ahead and let's group everything together. So I'm just going to select everything, and I'm going to click Control and G for group. So now if I drag something, it's all in one place. Now I can just kind of align it to my board, scale it up a little bit. And there you go. I can add another layer. I'll put it behind this one. I'll get my rectangle tool, and let's find like a cool green maybe. And we'll just draw a background. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll just stick with the black for now. But yeah, I might mess around with the background. Maybe I'll spruce it up a little bit. You can see that there's still some cracks in the piece. Typically, whenever I hit issues like that, I'll create another layer behind my my final illustration. And I'll just draw some rectangles behind it, and I'll shade it a general color that kind of blends in. And yeah, but having cracks in the piece is entirely normal. Thank you for watching the tutorial. I think it turned out really cool looking. Let me know what kind of stuff you guys end up making. If you have any suggestions for projects moving forward, you can let me know in the comments down below. You can also ask questions, and I will get back to you as frequently and as best I can. No guarantees, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I hope that this was useful for you guys. Yep, I'll see you guys later.